And once you have realized that you have had achievements in your life, I want us to now focus on your talents. Do you think you have a talent that no one else in this world possesses? I am sure so. But because of this process of low self-esteem that you have experienced, you have somehow fallen into the belief that you have nothing that makes you special, which is not true. That explains why most of the people who come to my office tell me that they have no talent. But when we begin to do this induction process, they realize that they do have special qualities. To do this, first of all, I want you to think about those activities and creations on your part that were easy for you to do. There are people who are very good at mathematics, others that are great to draw, others have a knack for sports. Here we return to the same thing. Each of us has the ability to do something very easily. For example, in my case, I always found it very easy to read, absorb knowledge, and analyze people. And I ended up doing this. So, the issue here is that you yourself can induce your self-awareness process. What has been easy for you throughout your life? What was it that you did without any difficulty, beyond what adults or your teachers told you what you should do? Because precisely, people reach that point where they believe that they have no talent because society in general makes them believe that their talent is useless, because apparently there are other activities that are more valuable. And unfortunately, that means that over the years, these people lose their talent or put them aside. In your case, I want you to remember again the talent that makes you so unique. To do this, the next thing I want you to think about is what it was, or is even in your present, that everyone praises for you. Because that is also your talent. As you can imagine, in my case, people have always approached me seeking advice on how to deal with situations in their lives. And this happened even when I was a child. I also mentioned the case of my client who drew and caused everyone to praise her for it. In your case, I want you to think about what provokes that admiration in others, because you are going to realize that this is associated with your talent, or as I usually call it, your superpower. And finally, I want you to think about what gives you pleasure. It really gives me a lot of pleasure to help people understand themselves and solve their life problems. There are people who always took great pleasure in drawing, or writing, or putting things together. In your case, I want you to think about those activities that give you that pleasure, that are also easy to do, and that generates the admiration of everyone. I am sure that throughout your life, you have developed some type of talent, but that it has been lost or has not been enhanced precisely because of the bad experience that other people have subjected you to. But the point of all this is for you to discover that contrary to what others tell you, you are someone special and you are someone unique. With everything we have worked on up to this point, I am sure that you have already largely recovered your self-esteem, because you already know how valuable you are to the world. You had simply forgotten because of those people who inserted into you those thoughts that limited the reality of who you are, a person with a lot of potential and a lot of power. In the next section, we are going to specify all this. We are going to focus on everything that makes you lose your self-esteem due to a failed relationship. I see you there.